Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Quan Wath with the Great Millstone Charlotte Camp. Come with another lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And this morning, I just want to touch on this article brothers have put in the chat. It reads, thousands of people are reportedly lining up to have a portion of their skull removed and one of Elon Musk's brain chips implanted, right? So look, we at that time in prophecy, man. We're we're watching the MOTB, right? The micro C hip, being presented to the masses, man, right? As that new idol, right? That new thing that people are gonna, turn their worship to, right? That new thing that people are gonna look towards for salvation. And this is just just another step, another piece, in that puzzle, man. Now, reading in the article, it says thousands of people are interested in becoming Neuralink patients. A Bloomberg report says Elon Musk's startup receives FDA approval earlier this year to start human trials. The brain chip startup hopes to implant a device that acts like a Fitbit in your skull, because this is them. They want access to every aspect of your life, man. Right? That's why they went down there in Africa and they were scanning scanning their eyes to get that data information. Right? They take your fingerprints, they take your palm prints, and now they want all your other bio data, man. Right? They want to be able to track the people. All manner of nonsense, man. But people are going to be willing, to do this and do such things because it's going to be presented as a form of salvation, right, in these coming times. Things are going to be so hard that people are just going to fold and acquiesce to the beast, man. Right? It says thousands of people have expressed interest in receiving one of Neuralink's brain implants. A recent Bloomberg report from one of Elon Musk's biographers, Ashley Vance, says. Vance says that she visited Neuralink's facilities 10 times in 3 years and said the company had yet to implant the device in a human, but aimed to operate on 11 people next year and more than 22,000 by 2030. And look, that ties into the WEF, right? Right, that whole Agenda 2030, which we see them accelerating these things. So it could it could be next year, it could be 2025. That who knows, right? But we know 2030. That's a stretch of time that we think that things are about to really speed up, man. Right? Let's see here. Earlier this year, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration gave Neuralink, which Musk co-founded in 2016, approval to launch human trials of its device that Musk described as a Fitbit in your skull. The FDA had previously rejected Neuralink's bid for human testing in March over safety concerns, Reuters reported, including that the wires connected to the brain chip could move within a subject's head or that the chip could overheat. In September, the company began recruiting for its first human trial. Neuralink said in the blog post that it was looking for people who had paralysis in all four limbs because of a spinal cord injury or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, whatever that is. So like it. And the company says it hopes to eventually make the device that will create a sort of symbiosis between humans and machines. Look, that's that technocracy, man. Right, as brothers say, they try to turn everybody into robots, man. Transmissions robots, man. It says the company says it hopes to eventually make a device that will create a sort of symbiosis between humans and machines and will allow people to send messages or play games using only their thoughts. But first, the company says it hopes to help people with neurological disorders. And that's the point. There's more Lord will not remember to put it in the description box. But the point being, man, the image of the beast is speaking, right? And they're declaring that this is a you know about to be their new idol, man, right? This is how they're gonna make those so-called miracles come to pass, right? But as we read in Second Thessalonians, it's counterfeit, right? It's counterfeit powers, wonders and signs, man. Right now, let's go ahead and grab this, the topic of discussion. Revelation 13. I'll start in 15. And he had power like life. Or he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right, and that's this Babylonian way of life, man. And the next aspect of this way of life, right? This system is, people being accepting of these implantable devices, man. Right? People getting peer pressured, or as we went into camp yesterday, getting that civic participation, right? Where they're forcing you by, removing you from society. That's when, as it says, as those that will not worship the beast should be killed, right? You're getting cut off, from the comforts of this world, man. Because they present all these different comforts and conveniences. So when they take those things away, right, they take that what's the word? That form of protection, that people have grown so accustomed to, so that they're gonna feel pressured into taking this device. And it says, verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And what is this chip, right? It's going into these people's brains, man, right? They gotta actively cut themselves open, right? Cut their skulls open and get this thing implanted inside of them, you know, to heal their paralysis, or to allow them, access to games and various other forms of, technology, right? They're doing all this, you know, all this in the meantime of, World War III, boiling up, right? We're seeing the insurrections, the love of many waxing cold, right? All these things we see taking place, and all the while behind the scenes, news like this is coming out, man, right? Soon they're gonna present, the implantable device in the hand, right? It's already here, but we know that they're perfecting that idol, man, right? So when the people, are forced to worship it, it's already, in motion, you know. Salakia. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right? So, the buying and selling is about to be a major aspect as well. I'm sure they're gonna try to connect this device, this brain, this brain chip, to buying and selling as well as they've had the hand chips, connected to buying and selling. Whether you go into the Whole Foods thing, or you got the Amazon, was it Amazon One, right? All these different means of purchase are going to be connected to this device, and those are going to be the only means of purchase, the only way that you can make, buy your groceries, or whatever your necessities are going to be through this device, and they're going to present it as the next great wonder, the next great form of convenience, right? But people aren't going to realize that they're giving their souls over, to the beast, man. No, it's like it. This is Revelation 14, and we'll start in 9, and it reads, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, right? And receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. And this is them worshiping the beast, man. Right? Once people, they see the so-called miracles, they see these wondrous things that come at the hands of this devil and this device, right? And that people already worship this system. They already worship the image, right? So now they're gonna take this device and continue to worship, right? It says, and receive his mark, right? So if you take it, right, there's no repenting after taking this device, man. You've made your bed, you gotta lay in it now. It says the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, right? So you gotta take the full brunt of the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, like it, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So you're gonna take part in that second death, man, right? Because ultimately it was a lack of belief, right? Unbelief is accounted as as sin or whoremongering, or actually let me get it, because because you didn't believe, you're gonna face a terrible judgment, man. It's is it 21? Yep. It says Revelation 21:8. But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and and whoremongers and the sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And all these people are those, who ultimately will take the device, man. Right? They're going to take the mark of the beast, right? And true, and specifically unbelievers, man, and the fearful, right? Because they fear Esau more than they fear the Most High. They don't believe in these prophecies. They don't believe in the judgment that the Lord's about to bring forth. But that's okay, man, because they're gonna taste of that second death, man. Right? That fire and brimstone, right? The fire that's gonna have the Spirit of the Lord, in in the midst, that intense holy fire, right? Now let's get this, and we'll close out. And Salakia, got a little cold, but this 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, I start in verse 8. It reads, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, right? And we're seeing, this devil being revealed, day by day. It's different actions, different articles, right? Different things brothers is bringing out that reveal, and even Esau, tongue falling upon himself, things coming out, right? That are revealing who the wicked is, man, right? But like it says, the Lord shall consume him with the spirit of his mouth, right? So these prophecies going out, right? The man that you see, prophesying against Babylon the Great, the downfall of this kingdom. We're seeing these things tear down these strongholds and, have this system, crumbling at its foundations, man. It says, the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, right? Because once Yahweh makes his presence on the scene, man, right, it's nothing but death and destruction coming, man. It's salvation for the elect and death for the rest. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. And that part of these lying wonders is going to come at the hands, of this MOTB, man, right? This digital implantable buy or sell device, right? It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved, right? So those unbelievers, right? Now, reading this in the NLT, I'll start in verse 9. It says, this man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. So these miracles, right, healing, so-called healing people, right, whatever maybe quadriplegics or the blind, you know, them allowing people to make purchases with this device, giving them, what's the word, access to the internet through their brains without having to touch anything, and playing video games and all. I'm sure there's even a greater manner of things that they have, set in store, right? But these are all counterfeit powers and signs and miracles, man. It's all fake, right? They all are all attempts to duplicate what Yahweh Shem Shai does. So you see, them trying to set themselves up on high, as the Most High, and that's why the Lord's about to come tear them down in their pride, man. Right? It says He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction. And this is part of that deception, right? And then the peer pressure that they're gonna apply, the removal of conveniences, then presenting this thing as a salvation, a new savior, right? This is all deception that they use, right? Them saying you won't be able to see your family and friends, or you won't be able to participate in society as a result, right? And that's just the tip of the iceberg, really. And then it says, they will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them, right? Because they don't believe in the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai at the end of the day, enough to refuse this, this beast system, man, to refuse to bow before the image, man. But as the scriptures say, the Lord has 7,000 that will refuse to bow the knee, right? Going into a complete number, right? Going into the elect, so, the believers are going to refuse, to bow to this beast. They're going to refuse to take this device, right? And they're going to refuse, to allow themselves to be taken in that second death as a result, and it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, but, that's pretty much the point. We're seeing, this the MOTB, being, perfected, for lack of better terms. That it's starting to make its rounds in the news cycle. We're about to see this thing get pushed, to an even greater extent. So, brothers, stay circumspect. Sisters, stay circumspect. Continue to watch, continue to pray. That the blessing of election be upon our households, man. But hey, I pray that lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. I want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Hey, Salakia, Yahweh Mahar, Godspeed. Shalom.